I am Katherine Spearing. I am the founder of an organization called Tears of Eden, which is a nonprofit dedicated to supporting survivors of spiritual abuse, specifically from the evangelical community. And the journey of how that started is I have both cult surviving experience from a Christian fundamentalist cult. And then I also left that and stumbled into evangelicalism that for about a decade I thought was very different than what I grew up in, and discovered it's actually not that different. It just looks a lot prettier and is a lot more buttoned up. And there are suits and ties and things that make it seem like it's a lot less controlling. But in general, there's a culture that sort of creates an environment for abuse to happen. And I discovered that when I was working at a church in California, where it was a chronic situation of spiritual abuse that was very similar to what I'd grown up with. And during that experience, I was talking to a bunch of people all over the United States that I had met. I have a seminary degree and I was on the mission field. So I just knew a lot of folks kind of spread out all over the country, all over the world. I was just talking to people. Hey, what do I do? Help me through this. What's going on? What do I do with this situation? And I started hearing stories that were very similar to mine, just kind of from everywhere. And this is long before Ravi Zacharias is in the headlines. This is before Carl Lentz from Hillsong is in the headlines. Mark Driscoll has been, people knew about him, but there were a lot of different key figures that hadn't hit the headlines yet. And so there's this awareness that there was this pretty significant issue happening. And like what I was experiencing was not isolated. And so the idea for Tears of Eden came out of that, it just started as like, we just need a place, a hub, someplace that we can just go and find resources and connect with people who have been through something similar, because a characteristic of a lot of the folks that I was talking to is we were just very isolated and didn't really know that many people who had gone through something similar. And so that's the catalyst for starting Tears of Eden. I'm also a trauma recovery coach. I'm a published author. Art is a huge part of my healing process. And also I enjoy incorporating that into Tears of Eden and also with clients that I work with. And so my first novel came out in 2021. And then I have a day job that helps fund my life.